Hello, everybody. Andrew Blake from the digitalaudiomanual.com. And today I want to share with you some workflows and techniques that are going to help you really take control of some of the transpose functions and options in Cubase. Probably a lot of times where you could possibly want to transpose something in your project. But for me personally, this comes up when I put a song together and I put in a bass, some drums, some basic keyboards. Then I get some words together, and I find that the song isn't really in a good key for my voice. It's either too high or too low. So what do I do, or how do I approach changing the key? One of the simplest ways is to take advantage of the Transpose Track. If I go to Add a Track, choose the one that says Transpose, you get a track that looks like most other tracks. You can click it and drag it into different positions if you want. But in order to use the Transpose Track, you have to create a transpose event. So if I just double click in this area, I get this block, and in the lower left shows this little 0, which right now tells me it's not transposing anything. So when I play the song, everything is just like it was originally. When I click on this event and I go up into the info line, there's an option up here that says value that also says 0. And I can click on this and simply turn it with my mouse, 2, 3, 4, whatever I want, or I can go negative. This will change the pitch and key of all my instruments. Let's listen to it as I change this. And very easily I can move around, sing along, until I find something that's comfortable for my voice. Now you may have noticed, or not, sometimes it's hard to hear in somebody else's music, but transposing this totally changed and basically ruined my drum track. Let me just solo the drums and change the key and listen to what happens. All kinds of different drum sounds come in, because with drums you don't want to change the notes. They're assigned to specific drum sounds, so a C1 note, in this case that should play a kick drum, isn't just going to move to a higher kick drum. It's going to completely change what the instrument is. Right now it's the kick, but if I move this note up, comes all these other different sounds. So you don't want your drum sounds, if they're MIDI, follow any kind of transposing. The solution to that is to take your drum track or anything else like that you don't want to change, and then go up on the info bar, and you're going to see an option that says Global Transpose. Right now it says follow, which means if I change the transpose, then the drums are going to change as well. But if I click on that to where it becomes independent, now when I change the pitch, going back to this Transpose Track, all the other instruments are going to change, but the drums are going to continue to play just the way they are without any issue. Now, another thing that happens once you start changing this transpose, we go to any MIDI part and open it up in the key editor. Actually, let me back out of this for a second. Take my Transpose Track, put it back at 0. Now, when I open up the part in the key editor, the first note here says C#3. If I click on this, you can hear these notes. And if I locate C#3 on my keyboard, it also plays that pitch. If I go back to my Transpose Track, say I move it up 3 notches, and I come back to my keyboard sound, and I go to that C#3, when I click on it, it's now at a higher pitch. And if I go back to my keyboard and play C#3, it's still playing at its original pitch. This can become very confusing if you're doing any kind of editing and you're expecting notes to actually sound what their pitch is. By default, Cubase doesn't change the way things look just because you've transposed the way they sound. But there is a very interesting option on your toolbar. If we look up here, there's kind of this button, 2 little notes on it. If I hover over it, it says Indicate Transpositions. If you don't see this button, right-click on your toolbar and look for the option that says Indicate Transpositions and make sure that's checked. When I click on this button, my C# note down in the MIDI editor now bounced up to E3, which is exactly the pitch that the Transpose Track is playing. And if I hit E3 on my keyboard, now we're hearing the exact same pitch. This is strictly to help you visually, because now it makes the notes look exactly like they sound from what the Transpose Track is doing. I can turn this option on or off and revert back to the regular view at any time. So all of that stuff gives you a lot of control and ability to move your song around into different keys. And this works on audio as well, which is really convenient. But even with the visual change like that, sometimes as you go along, you want to actually burn the transposition into your tracks. Let's say you finally found the pitch that you want, and you're going to start creating even more sounds. Sometimes it's better to actually have things where you've put them, instead of changing the way they look in the editor back and forth. So then you have this next option. In this case, the song is now up 3 semitones. And I want to keep it that way all the time. So if I select all of my events, even including my drum, because the drum is set to not follow, so it's not going to be affected by this next step. If I come up to the MIDI menu, we have another option here that says freeze the MIDI modifiers. This option will burn your changes onto these tracks and actually change the MIDI notes to reflect whatever MIDI changes you've actually made. Let me show you as I choose this option. I click on it, and all the MIDI tracks shifted a little bit. The notes moved to exactly what they really sound like, except the drum track. That one didn't get touched because, again, we have that set to be independent. At this point, all these tracks are going to play in the transposed pitch that I originally had. But that brings up the next point that you have to be aware of. If you still have this active Transpose track, and in this case it's got the number 3 on it, so it's moving everything up 3 semitones, it's going to continue to transpose, basically kind of round-robin cycle these tracks. So even at their transposed state, they're going to transpose up another 3 semitones because the Transpose track is still working in the background. So what we want to do at this point, simply come over and mute the Transpose track. You could remove it as well, but maybe we want to do something with it later. So all I have to do is hit mute, and now when I play my tracks, everything has been moved to the new transposition pitch. Listen to what happens when I unmute the tracks, and in essence they get transposed again on top of their transposition. So make sure you mute that after you've changed your tracks around. And the nice thing about all of this, if you decide somewhere down the road that you need to change the pitch on these tracks again, all you have to do is unmute your Transpose track and begin changing things just like you did originally. And all the tracks are going to follow until you find the pitch that you're looking for. And we're going to wrap it up and leave it right there for the moment. I hope you enjoyed learning all those various tips and that you got a lot out of it. If you're looking to up your skill level with things like these and all the various features and functions in Cubase, click the link in the description of this video, or be sure to stop by the digitalaudiomanual.com for more information. As always, it's great to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.